When rhythm meets revolution, the world doesn't just nod, it takes notice. But what happens when a global music icon chooses not to just perform, but to participate, boldly, politically, and publicly, on the stage of African history? This story, though fictional, explores a truth many fear to speak: that real change sometimes comes from the most unexpected voices. Davido, Nigeria's beloved Afrobeat sensation, had always been a symbol of African excellence in music. But in this imagined tale of passion and power, he becomes something far more: a symbol of Pan-African pride and youth defiance. No one expected his private jet to land in Ouagadougou, not for a concert or a glamorous award night, but for a meeting with the revolutionary figure reshaping Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. This wasn't just another celebrity PR stunt, this was personal. As Davido stepped onto Burkinabe soil, the sun scorching the tarmac and thousands of voices chanting his name, it was clear something extraordinary was unfolding. Wearing a green and gold agbada, his look simple yet deeply symbolic, Davido raised his arms in peace. His entourage followed, wearing t-shirts that said it all: One Africa, one youth, one voice. But what shook the continent wasn't just the visit, it was what Davido did next. During a nationally televised youth rally in front of the presidential palace, where thousands gathered beneath banners of unity, Davido took the stage. He didn't just entertain, he inspired. Standing beside Traoré, he declared, "Africa needs more leaders like this. I'm not here to perform, I'm here to support. I'm donating $1 million to empower the youth of Burkina Faso." The reaction was immediate and electric. The crowd burst into cheers and tears. Social media exploded. In just minutes, hashtags like Chak Davido in Burkina and One Africa trended globally. X, formerly Twitter, even crashed momentarily across West Africa. For many young Africans watching, this was more than a donation. It was a declaration. A call to dream bigger, a challenge to old powers. But not everyone celebrated. Back in Nigeria, inside the marbled halls of Aso Rock, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu watched the event unfold on screen. The applause in Burkina Faso was deafening even in silence. He didn't see a musician on that stage. He saw a rival, an influencer whose reach wasn't built on politics but on love. A symbol of African youth, rising outside the grip of state machinery. Tinubu's face hardened. The room fell into a tense silence until he broke it with cold resolve. "He's making us look weak," he muttered. And with that, a subtle yet ruthless political operation was launched. The target? Davido. Within hours, Nigerian media began spinning stories. Headlines questioned the source of Davido's donation. Tabloids hinted at secret political ties, even links to coups. And the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, long criticized for its selective justice, suddenly had Davido on their radar. What followed was a quiet siege. Surveillance vans parked outside his Lagos studio. Anonymous social media accounts began posting accusations. His managers received strange calls. But Davido didn't flinch. On Instagram, he posted just 4 words in defiance: "Love always wins. Na God they run my matter." The post ignited a wildfire of support. African artists from Burna Boy to Tiwa Savage spoke up. International fans poured love. But then came a voice few expected. One feared by politicians, loved by the people. Very dark man. Known for calling out corruption, hypocrisy, and injustice without filter, Very Dark Man released a viral video titled, "They're Afraid of Davido's Light." In it, his voice rang with raw anger. So because Davido donated to an African president, EFCC they investigate where una day when politicians they loot billions, he they empower Africa, una day envy. The video hit 3 million views in one day. But that was just the beginning. Every night, Very Dark Man went live, exposing government deals, backdoor corruption, and the witch hunt against Davido. He didn't just speak, he roared. His fearlessness gave voice to a movement. Civil society groups, artists, and student unions all began echoing one phrase: "Hands off Davido." Now please allow a moment for a brief disclaimer. This story, while inspired by real individuals and events, is a work of fiction. It is created to encourage discussion about power, youth, and Africa's future. Any resemblance to actual events or intentions is purely coincidental. And to my cherished subscribers, supporters, and Voice of Africa family, thank you. Your love and support power this platform. Your belief in African stories keeps this movement alive. If you've ever dropped a comment, liked a video, or shared our work, you are part of this vision. Thank you. And if you're new here, welcome to the Story Revolution. Back to our tale. As pressure mounted, the Nigerian presidency scrambled to regain control. They tried to discredit Very Dark Man, even attempted to take down his pages. Paid influencers flooded the internet with smear campaigns. But it was too late. The streets were speaking now. In Lagos, in Abuja, in Port Harcourt, students protested in shirts that read, "Music is not a crime. $1 million of love, not loot." Then came the turning point. A leaked phone call, allegedly between high-ranking EFCC officials, hit the internet. In it, one voice confessed, "We were told to find something, even if we have to invent it." The damage was irreversible. The media picked it up. Public outrage surged. International outlets questioned Nigeria's priorities. Why hunt down a musician giving back to Africa when billions in government funds remain unaccounted for? Under pressure, the EFCC quietly backed down. No charges were filed. Davido remained untouched, but forever changed. From a studio in Burkina Faso, surrounded by smiling children, Davido posted a final video. They tried to turn love into a scandal. But love doesn't break, it builds. And we're building a new Africa, one act of kindness at a time. Shortly after, he launched the Unity Africa Foundation, using the original $1 million as seed funding to empower youth across the continent. Burkina Faso named a street in his honor. Captain Traoré called him a son of Africa's promise. And Davido, he returned to Nigeria not as a singer, but as a symbol. At the airport, thousands gathered. Journalists swarmed. But he said just one thing: let's focus on love. This story, though fictional, holds truths that reflect our reality. It reminds us that influence isn't always found in political titles or positions of power. Sometimes, it comes from a voice, a beat, a heart willing to give. Davido didn't answer envy with hate, he responded with hope. He showed us that music is not just entertainment, it's a force, and that when it joins hands with a pure heart and a united vision, it can change narratives, shift powers, and awaken a continent. So if you believe in unity, if you believe in the youth, if you believe in Africa's right to define its own destiny, share this story. Like it. Talk about it. Let it live in your mind and your heart. Because this is only the beginning. Africa is not waiting anymore. Africa is rising and the world is starting to listen.